Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. I'm getting to a point where now every time I see Willow, it's just depressing to watch. It is just genuinely depressing to watch. Um, I know these type of stories when someone has cancer and stuff like that. It's just tough to watch in general. But every time I watch a scene with her and Michael, I am bored and I am depressed. And it's almost getting to a point where it's like I'm like ready to fast forward past their scenes because I feel like it's just literally taking life energy every time I watch them. Um, the meeting between I don't know if this guy's name is Roman, the Pikeman group, the security group, or whatever, and Sunny felt flat to me. I know maybe down the line it's going to sit there and mean something, but the meeting went well. Like there was no like in the beginning, Sonny had that bravado or whatever, like it was going to be kind of an issue. But then after a while, it was just like, okay, you agree to my terms? Okay, here you go. Here's some money. All right, bye. It was like after that, it was like there was no conflict. Everything just went smooth sailing, and it just seemed like the most underwhelming scene from two groups that's supposed to be, Sonny, he's the anti-hero or whatever. And you have this other group, and you would seem like it would be more tension between them, but it just felt flat. Everything just went smoothly, and it seemed extremely boring to watch. Um, Drew, Carly, and this whole I don't understand why is Carly trying so hard at this point to hide the truth from Willow. I get that in the beginning, Harmony was like, oh, you got to watch out for her. And, there was a brief point where Willow was so upset with the whole thing. She was like, I don't even want to find out who my birth parents are. But that was months ago. That was literally months ago. I don't understand why she's trying this hard. She's paying people off money that she probably doesn't have to spend. She's going through hoops to try to keep this secret. And I just don't understand why she's putting this much effort into it. I don't get it. Drew is still on the case. It didn't really go anywhere today. So if you're looking for that story to move forward, well, it just was not going to happen. Um, I don't know what they're doing with Kristen Storms. The Maxi scenes because it was like I think it was like 2 weeks ago when Maxi was sitting there in that cafe talking to two different people about her relationship problems with Austin. And you watch this scene today. And you watch the scene with her in Brooklyn talking about Chase, and it just seemed like the most pointless, going nowhere story of this episode. And it's not like this episode was too super great to begin with, but all they did was talk about Brooklyn's mistakes and that she messed up, but she's human and she has to somehow win him back like he's actually worth it at this point. I've been saying for a while that Brooklyn is toxic. Okay, and that's very true. But he chose that toxic. He chose that particular energy. Okay? And yeah, she made a mistake, but it was just that. It was a mistake. It wasn't like the worst thing that you could do to someone. It was bad? Yes. Unforgivable? No. And then she actually went out and fixed her mistake. And instead, he's still up there just being a prick at this point. It's one of those things where it's like, man, Chase, I hope when y'all do get together, you don't mess up because I mean, no one's perfect is all I'm gonna say about that. Um Gladys Gladys and Mrs. Wu, or Gladys and Miss Wu. Gladys is gambling like there is no tomorrow, And she's quite in a hole as far as money is concerned. And Miss Wu is like, don't worry, I got you. We'll do one more game, but after that, you know, whatever happens, happens. And when you really think about it, it is kind of messed up. Her son just passed. And it's like she's preying on her grief in a lot of ways, you know? Um, right now Gladys, her outlet right now is to sit there and gamble. And she's taking advantage of that. And it's pretty messed up when you really think about it. And she's allowing Gladys to dig herself in a hole where she won't be able to get out of. And of course, at this point, speculation that she's going to use a lot of Sasha's hard-earned money to pay off her gambling debt. Chase comes over, talking to Sasha. At this point, I'm just like, what are they doing with Sasha? When Sasha first came to town, she had a good story. She had things happening to her. And it was only until maybe when he started her out with Brando that I felt like the character kind of started to fall off a little bit. And don't get me wrong, they gave her a great story. Okay? They gave her a great story. She got pregnant. She lost a baby. She lost Brando. She was going through a mental breakdown. They gave her a lot of stuff to do. Fast forward now. What are they giving her to do? The reason why I'm sitting there saying that is because I hope that she doesn't become another Sam. Sam at this point is just wasted. And let's be honest, she hasn't really been a great character, have her actually do anything of meaning, of value, since Jason. Think of one story, one good story that she did when she wasn't with Jason. Now, I heard that she was doing something with Drew, but technically I was still kind of Jason at one point. But my point is, she hasn't really had a good story in a hot minute. And I just hope that they don't do the same thing to Sasha. So Cody comes to Britt and is just very honest about his intentions of why he wanted to meet her in the first place and that he fell for her and everything like that, and he only wanted to be with her in the beginning was for the jewels and blackmailing Spinelli and everything like that. And you know what? In all reality, it probably wasn't going to go anywhere anyway, for a couple of reasons. One, the actor's leaving, or the actress is leaving. So unless they would have bothered to recast, no. Two, she has a disease that's going to start to cause her to, her disease is going to get to her. And that's another reason, well, that's the main reason why she doesn't want to give Cody a chance. So between that, the actress leaving, this whole conversation, this whole confession that Cody is giving Britt, it just falls flat when you really think about it. And that's exactly what is happening. She's just like, no, it's just not going to work. And, she tries to play it on the fact that, well, you lied to me one too many times, but it's more than that. So she leaves, and she meets up with Miss Wu, and she gives her documents, and she gives her some sort of information, I guess that can put her behind bars or something, or whatever. And the whole thing is that after this party, whatever, Britt is going to leave. She got documents or whatever, name change and everything like that, to leave the country and get away from poor Brad, which is, again, it's so stupid. Because I'm not saying that Britt wasn't there doing her share of dirt and stuff like that, but Brad was by no means innocent in this whole thing. I mean, he literally kidnapped somebody else's child. And yeah, granted, grief and blah, 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 blah. The dude was literally in jail. because he kidnapped somebody else's child. But yet, Miss Wu wants to sit there and blame all his problems on Britt, which is just like the dumbest thing. But they gotta sit there and drive these points home. It's like Michael and Sonny. This whole versus thing, this whole Michael going so hard at Sonny. Yet you didn't bother to go so hard when he killed your dad. That wasn't a motivating factor to really go over the edge. No, you found a way to forgive that. But this whole, coming back and, betraying his family and blah, 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 blah. Now I gotta sit there and lock him up. Like, come on. So dumb. Oh, I think I did talk about this, Sasha and Chase, and Chase is like, oh, we're just gonna sit there and be professional, and I just wanna sit there and take down Link, but we're not gonna get back together, and it's like, all right, bro, at this point, I don't even care. I mean, you're kind of a prick, for the way he's handling this. Don't get me wrong, getting upset and having some distance, gaining, gaining some clarity and some perspective or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Perspective. I get it. But sit there acting like she is the devil now, and she did this one bad thing, and I just can't forget. Like, come on, seriously. As much as I didn't like Brooklyn in the beginning, and some days it's kind of a toss up. This is ridiculous. This is literally ridiculous. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much about it. I can't really think of anything else that happened too much. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Now, before I go, because I feel like I have this little nagging thing in my head that I forgot something. So if I did, I'm going to be doing a live stream. I say this all the time, but I like to sit there and say this to new viewers who just maybe watch my review. Do live streams, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So if there's anything I missed, anything you want to sit there and just kind of chop it up with me about throughout the episode or whatever, come to the live stream. It's a lot of fun, and it's always a good time. It's always a good time. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe, and I'll see you in the next video.